All right, we are now live. It is the Overtime Sportscast with your host, Tone and Sensei, and we're here doing the post-game analysis to our Week 14 matchup with the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. Um, it was a good day for the Bengals as they come out on top. Joe Burrow's first win against the Cleveland Browns in his career. He looked pretty spectacular. Um, both defenses played very, very well. Outside of 11 penalties on the Cleveland Browns, the defense looked pretty good. The offense started to pick up steam later in the second half. Um, Don't know what to be said about Nick Chubb and the running game not being able to get started. Um, but we're gonna start there. So let's jump into some good stuff. What did you think of the game, man? What did you think of the game? What did you think of, how we started and how we finished?
Man, I think we all are lost for words, man. What we just saw after today, especially as Cleveland Browns fans, and I'm sure the Bengals fans felt the same way that first half. But fortunately, they was able to hit a switch that second half and separate themselves um, away from what we had going on. We couldn't get out of hurting ourselves, man, and
Right.
it was kind of ugly to see because it felt like where were we going to get this positive energy or this big play from? Somebody had to make a big play, and we just couldn't find that person to make a big play. If you look at the stats overall, without the score and without looking at the game, you could have gave it to anybody. You could have gave a win to anybody, but I mean, just going from what we saw out there, man, we all are speechless and left with less words to say regarding what we saw. So I mean, the Bengals are hot. They are. They was coming in hot, even though we was coming on a 2 game win streak. Our offense still was struggling in those two
Yeah.
games. But
Yeah.
the Bengals are hot. They are looking like a team like they did last year when they made that run going to the Super Bowl. The best games are played in December, so they're doing what they needed to do. Once again, we are still trying to find our identity as a team, as the Browns are. So we got a lot of hot topics today, man. So I'm ready to get going, man. So which one you want to discuss first, man? We can go Joey B getting his first win versus the Browns. How did you think Joey B look against our Browns defense?
To tell you the truth, man, I thought he looked okay. I don't. He didn't look like he didn't. You know, he didn't jump off the charts as, oh my god, Joe Burrow is beating us, because Joe Burrow, he had a pretty good game, 18 for 33, 239 yards, two touchdowns and a pick. He only got sacked one time, so the things that the Cleveland Browns defense usually get done when they play the Bengals, like get sacks, they did not do that today. So I think that's why Joe Burrow looked pretty. I think Joe Burrow looked what Joe Burrow was supposed to look like. He didn't force anything. He let the Browns play to his matchups. He got the ball out extremely fast, and he had three first downs in the first half from off of his legs, and those were their only three first downs in the first half. He got all three of those off of his legs, and then the other ones, of course, would come from penalties. We'll talk about that a little later. But he controlled the game. He didn't manage the game. He controlled the game. He made sure that the Bengals stayed on target and on time, especially as the game progressed. Once they started getting hot, and started getting cooking.
Yeah, man, I agree, man. Joe is separating himself um, from the rest of the quarterbacks, man. Not only has he been beating Patrick Mahomes in the matchups, he's starting to get hot in December. Unfortunately, we got to face him twice a year within the regular season. But yeah, man, and our defense held it down, and we'll get into a little bit more of that a little bit later. But our defense held them in control probably more so of that first half, and then he was able to use his elite abilities to just to scratch and claw when he needed to. So, man, that's a good feedback, and I agree, man. Everything you said, man. So, I appreciate you giving that feedback on that one. I was curious to what they was thinking.
As far as Joe,
Yeah, man. As far as what is our defense, how is the defense going to adjust that second half, man? I was just curious to see how they were going to think going against Joe. So he made his
well,
adjustments. We just didn't make our adjustments.
no, I wouldn't say that. We're gonna talk defense a little later, but I wouldn't say we didn't make adjustments. What I am gonna say is we didn't play disciplined football. Those penalties really hurt us.
Yeah, man.
Really
11 penalties, man. 11 penalties, yo. And you
third,
can't win a
third,
football
third, and
game like that.
the biggest penalty was the 3rd and 15. You getting off the field and you punting the ball and getting ready to get the ball back with great. I think that's what changed the tide of the game. The
I agree. I
Tony
agree.
Fields roughing the kicker penalty, because before that happened, we were dominating their offense,
For
and it was
sure.
only a matter of time because our offense got the cooking. Now I wouldn't say cooking.
Yeah.
They
They
started to
was
find.
marinating.
Yeah,
They
they
was
started
prepping. They
marinating.
was prepping it. They
They
was
had the
prepping it.
grill. They had the grill rolling. They had to wait until the coals got
Yeah.
hot. Got their grade over a little bit. Then when they threw the meat on there and it started cooking. But before that penalty, um, it was had to make us being a classic game. Had to
Yeah, for
make it
sure.
a straight AFC North defensive middle of December dogfight, and it kind of did turn into that way because if you look at it, Joe Burrow threw a pick in the fourth while they were driving, and our offense got the back 3 times in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And like you said, that those penalties, man, we got a roughing the kicker, right? Got the Bengals the first down when they was about
And
to give us the ball. Job as a defense is get the ball back to the offense. So we got the roughing the kicker. Right after that, we got the illegal hands to the face.
yep,
Another personal foul first down when we were supposed to
15 yards.
get off the field. And then right after that, we get the Ward pass interference. That's a
33.
30-yard. That was a 33-yard penalty, which got them inside the red zone. Which there was that first time either offense got into the red zone that game by that time. And when you have your defenses banging in and out, getting in and off the offense, and the offense is not clicking yet, it takes one of the defense to give up a big play just like we did or make mistakes and what's they called on quote unquote beat ourselves, which we did. And unfortunately, we do that year in and year out where there's a game where we were supposed to win, but we just do something. I haven't seen a roughing the kicker penalty and I don't know how long. Maybe running into the kicker, but roughing the kicker, I
All
haven't
season.
seen that. I haven't seen
I
that
have
in a while.
one all year.
So that's a Browns. That's what we used to seeing. Something that never we really saw in a while happen, and we is taking that on that. So yeah, man. Hey, quick timeout, man. Quick timeout. Quick timeout, real quick, man. I know you don't want to talk about this, man, but guess what, man? The good thing is you only got 30 seconds to give your brief feedback on this, man. Quick timeout, man. Baker in LA, man. Baker in LA, big city. He dropped in on a Tuesday. He did an Amazon Prime delivery on a Tuesday and had a game to play right there several days later, man. He was able to drive the team down in the fourth quarter and get that game winning touchdown, man. So what's your thoughts on Baker being in LA?
Hey man, I wish him all the best, man. I wish Baker all the best, bro. But we've seen this from Baker. He comes in, underdog mentality, chip on his shoulder, wows the crowd, wows the media. Skip Bayless is about to ride this for the next 7 weeks for the rest of the season. How he came in on 2 days, came in, went with 25 for 35 for 240 some yards and the game winning touchdown. So, it's Baker. It's what Baker does, man. I'm not even shocked. When I woke up Friday morning and I seen it, I was like, oh, It's just things that Baker do, man. Baker does those spotlight in the middle of this. He has the spotlight on himself,
Yeah.
and or questioning his abilities, and then he just goes, shows, and proves, and then in 2 weeks he's gonna get benched. So
I get it, man. Hey, I get it, but I'm on the flip side of it, man. I think it's very impressive, actually, man. And it's either it goes to show Baker's confidence or it goes to show the McVay ability to. It don't matter who's at quarterback. I can put something together real quick and show my offensive play calling. And I
right,
think if anybody can bring back Baker's career and give him a bounce back, it was either McVay or my guy Shanahan out there in San Francisco because their play calling ability is awesome to me. That's just my opinion. So if he's in a great situation out there, he's just, and I said this all along, he's a great accurate quarterback. He's a great accurate quarterback. He just wasn't the quarterback for us. So if he was to get with a great play caller that put him in the right set, he should do well. So I
that
appreciate you, man,
sadly, one more thing on that. Sadly to say, for a number one overall pick in the NFL draft, Baker Mayfield is going to become something sort of what Jacoby is, a bridge quarterback, because he's good enough to start. He's just not good enough to win at a high level.
yeah, for sure, man. That's
So
definitely up in the air. You're right.
Baker's gonna turn into what Jacoby Brissett is. He's gonna turn into a constant bridge quarterback, to where, okay, we need a quarterback for 6 weeks because Matt Stafford is injured and he out for the season. Let's finish the last 6 weeks. How strong? Who can we get? Oh, Baker Mayfield's available. He can throw the ball. He has a good arm. We can give him half the system. He can get it right away. Boom. We can get out of here with some momentum going to the next season. That's what Baker's about to turn into, and it's sad to say for a number one overall pick, but that's his skill set. He isn't he doesn't he doesn't perform well with high expectations. And as much as it sucks to say that he doesn't, when there's nobody looking at him, begging him to do well, he doesn't crumble. So him being on a high profile team like the Rams,
We'll see, man. The Rams ain't the record not looking too good, man. But we'll see, man. It's like
but
a little bit of games left, man. We'll see. We definitely will see, man. The story is out on Baker. We're gonna see, man.
so what we got next? What we got next? Where we going next? Where we going next? You want to go? Let's go to the defense. We can go to the defense on both sides of the ball. Let's just talk about defense. Period.
For
I
sure.
think both defenses played extremely well.
Yeah.
Like, they played extremely well for the Browns defense to hold Joe Burrow to what, 50% passing? What, 18 to 33? That's about 54, 55%.
Yeah.
And then the Bengals defense holding Nick Chubb to holding our whole running game to under 80 yards. It's crazy. They
Yeah.
both defenses did what they were supposed to do. You seen a little bit of I want to say Zach Wilson, but that's not that man's name. The Cincinnati Bengals head coach. Uh, you seen how creative he can be when he knows that you're in man, getting that ball. A lot of Jamar Chase's routes were stop and goes, were comeback routes, were fades off to the sideline, and he knew that the Browns were gonna respect Jamar Chase's speed. There was a lot of times with Denzel Ward, he's in man coverage, but he's playing the catch coverage. But that means he's about 5 to 7 yards off. But Jamar Chase is doing a comeback route at 4. You don't get that time to jam at that 5 or catch at that 5 because he's not getting there. So it was a lot of things that I seen the Cincinnati Bengals coach do to match up to take advantage of the matchup, which was kind of crazy because the Bengals lost Tyler Boyd and T Higgins at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Um, so, but I think the defenses did good. I The one guy I said was going to show up showed up. Perrion Winfrey had a great game. Perrion
Uh, he
Perrion
had
Winfrey was in
decent,
the
man.
backfield. Perrion Winfrey had like 4 or 5 tackles, bro. Like, he was getting back there, dog. He had a tip. Hold on, let me get you the stats because you ain't gonna play my guy Perrion like that.
Why you looking at those stats, man? I think you're right on, man. Both defense did a great job until one gave in.
Yeah.
Um, Unfortunately, the Browns one is the one that gave in, like we said, man. 11 penalties as a total as an offense and well, the Cleveland Browns total, but the defense had those penalties that got that first score that helped get that first score for the Bengals offense, man. So both defenses were doing what they needed to do, doing
I
what
don't
they need to do. What you got
because
for Winfrey, man?
Perry I Winfrey had 3 tackles, 2 for loss.
Two for loss. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's
D
not bad.
tackles, D tackle, 3 tackles, 2 for loss, and he was stuffing stuff. He wasn't
Yeah.
getting bulldozed over like he was stuffing stuff. He was extended out, driving downfield. He was playing, bro. I was watching him the
I
entire. He was
man,
playing.
it's
Jock was
the
flying everywhere. It's just Jock.
that's the first half though, and that was man. Our
No, they
defense was
played in the
making
second
it
half.
play,
I honestly
but
think that I think our defense played well in the second half, and because they only scored 1 time. They only had 1 touchdown in the second
but
half, and
but
it
the
was
big
good play.
plays, the
Mm-hmm.
big plays by Mixon though was in the second half when we needed to get off the field. They was picking up they was completing their conversing their third and downs though, and that's what I'm saying. Like at
But
some point, the defense got to
I'm
get off
not
the
gonna
field.
give. I'm not gonna take too much away from our defense as far as giving them first downs or third and down because our defense gave up a lot of big penalties on crucial big third downs.
Right,
That's how
right.
drives alive. And then you have Joe Mixon go off because now the defense is tired because we just held you. It's 3rd and 15. Now we give you 15 yards. Now you bring P Ryan in for a couple plays, and I'm coming right back out 2 plays later. And I'm good. Like so that I honestly think those penalties is what killed our defense. Um, I don't think it was our defensive play. As an overall defensive play, I think they did a good job. I think
But
I don't think they was impressive, but I think they
no,
did a good job.
no, they did a good job. But here's the key factors. Okay, Miles did something that I wanted him to do all year is make plays without be effective without getting sacked. You know,
He
the
did
batted balls, the stopping the runs, pressure on the quarterback. You don't just have to get sacked. I know that's all the big money talk and contract talk, whatever it may be, but be effective in the game without getting sacked. And he did it today. He showed it today. Here's the thing that we didn't expect. We didn't expect for Chase to have 10 catches, 119 yards in the TD. We have an elite cornerback. Yes, they have their great battles, which most of the part, Ward has won those battles.
Jamar won
Let's get
today.
that.
Jamar
Yes,
won.
but Chase won that battle today. Okay, and don't that takes nothing away from Chase's. We know Chase is capable of winning those battles,
He won.
but
He
we
his. He fight out of 3 times out of three tries. No, this is his fourth try. This is his fourth try playing them.
yeah.
Finally got him one. So
Right. So with that being said, I felt like Chase had more control over the game today over Ward. Ward was in and out of coverage. They were shifting him. He wasn't checking him. He was checking him. He was backpedaling it off because I don't know if he was scared to chase speed at one point and Chase would just drop down and do a comeback route. It was a play where he wasn't even paying attention and matter of fact, Chase wasn't even paying attention. He didn't even know the ball came.
a touchdown.
Johnson came, yes, another touchdown. Johnson came over. I don't know if Ward was expecting Johnson to come over, but
But John John
right.
didn't drop because Ward they was in cover 2. Ward sat back in his zone. No, there was a cut.
But
No, they was in. I think there was a cover 1. They was in some type of covers, but Ward didn't. Ward sat in his zone because you seen him stop. John just didn't drop fast enough.
at the end of the day,
And
let's
Joe
face it.
Joe shot. Hey, that was a dot, bro. Joe shot that joint in there, bro.
It
That
was a dot, but it was a dot. But at the same time, we like, yo, Ward, that's on you. That is. I mean, let's just face it.
that's on both
You,
of them. Miscommunication. That's on both of them.
but at the end of the day, when you have your faith in your corner, elite corner, there's not very many elite corners in the league.
You right.
You know who's on the other side of that ball. Chase
You
made
right.
it known. Chase made it known. It's on every time I see you.
Mm-hmm.
It's on every time I see you. It's on. If Chase
He
made that known publicly, ain't no. That's it. You score. If I score on you and you in the frame, even though I'm supposed to have a safety over top, even though if it's a great ball, once Chase catch that ball in the end zone, if number 21 is in that same photo frame, It's on you, bro. It's
Yeah,
on you. And that's what we know what it is. So Chase got his today, which is he's an elite player. He's supposed to get his.
supposed to.
I wasn't expecting over 100 though. I was expecting a touchdown, maybe.
I'm glad I didn't take that under like I started to. I
Yeah,
started to take
man.
that under.
So I mean, it like you said, both defense played well. I think our defense just gave in early than their defenses. Even though our defense finished strong, it's just our defense had those penalties that kept them in the game. Momentum is a big play in football. Once that momentum happened, they was able to capitalize. The Bengals was able to capitalize over them, man. So
Mhm.
that's what it is, man. Time out, man. Time out, yo. Time out. Time out. We're gonna go
So let's
away from
go.
we're going away from football real quick, man, because this team is surprising a lot of people right now in the NBA, man. I just want to see what's your thoughts on it, man. The Pelicans, man. Right now, the Pelicans is up at the top of the West, man, on the West. And I just want to see what's your thoughts on that. Zion is looking he looked like he trimmed down and lost some weight, man, and he's looking like he's showing off to the crowd and
Yeah.
that's a young, excited team, man. We got CJ McCollum being a leader over there now. So, what's your thoughts on that, man? Are you surprised or not surprised with what the Pelicans are doing?
I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised, and here's why. Here's why. I didn't think Zion was gonna live up to the hype. I'm probably the one that didn't. I didn't believe Zion was gonna live up to the hype, but at the same time, I didn't expect them to get CJ McCollum, and I think that's what is driving that team and driving Zion to get better. CJ McCollum being there as that leader, telling him like, listen, little bro, I know you
Right,
good, you're not good enough yet, and they got a good coach. And they're playing good. They finished last season off on a nice little run, and they was playing good ball at the back end of the season. They just didn't make the playoffs.
right,
So I believe that they'll still trend up. Now, do I believe that they will be the representatives in the Western Conference? I don't know. The West doesn't have a lot of teams, but we'll see. We'll see.
right.
But now they look like a good team, trending up, nice and young. Let's see if they can get. What was this the first? We just ended the first quarter of the season. Let's see how they do going into the All Star break.
I agree, man. They're young. They're exciting to watch. They have a few leaders that's stepping into their role and continue to put the ball in the bucket, man. They got a good defensive anchor over there in Valachunas, man, and
Mhm.
I'm excited as well, man. And I think they got an exciting team. It's still early in the season. Hopefully, everybody's able to stay healthy and they can finish strong, man. So yeah, I asked. That's some good feedback on that, man.
Yep. So let's hop into our next topic. We got a couple topics and we getting out of here for this post game show. Let's talk Deshaun Watson.
Let's get it. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk.
Let's
They might hate me for what my thoughts is, but I'm gonna get yours first, man.
we gonna come to mine first. So I think he played well, man. I honestly believe he played well. That pick that he threw, it was just it was that goes with him shaking that rust off because that ball should have came out a lot earlier. Uh, DPJ came free a lot. Jesse Bates was clear cut on the other hash. He should have never been able to fly across the field to make that pick. But that pick was on Deshaun. He stared him down, and on top of him staring him down, he waited too long. But outside of that, he used his legs purposefully. He didn't duck no smoke when it came to getting hit. He wasn't on time with all of his targets. But he went, I think he went like 24 for 42, which is wow, which is a humongous jump from last week.
Yeah,
They doubled his productivity or his production in 1 week, which is crazy because I don't know where Kevin Stefanski's head is. I think since we got behind, we got behind 13-3, we came out, drove the ball, and I don't know. We came out in the second half and just ran, but we didn't score, and he just went straight to the pass.
yeah,
So I think Deshaun Watson played well though. I honestly do believe he played well. I think he did what he was supposed to do. My stat line prediction for him was what it was like 17. It was what 17 for like 26, 2 touchdowns and a pick. He finished. Let me give you the exact numbers. He finished 26 for 42, 276 yards, a pick, an INT, two sacks, a 79.1 QBR. He averaged 10.6 yards per completion, and he had six rushing attempts for 33 yards, averaging 5.5 a carry.
All right, that's not
So
bad.
those are decent numbers for it being your second week. You playing one of the top defenses. They might have climbed their way after this performance into the top 10 defenses. They played very well. You got the ball out. You moved around. You didn't do weird stuff. So I think the trajectory for Deshaun Watson is up. I think he's starting to click.
Okay, all right. So, hey, look, maybe I'm expecting too much. When you say the words well and decent, that do not equal $230 million.
Hey,
Well,
I know.
hold on. Well and decent goes to Jimmy Garoppolo. He played well. You know, he protected the ball. He got the offense moving a little bit. They be like, oh well, man, he didn't play in. That was his first TD in 707 games. Okay. When Deshaun Watson left, he was, well, I ain't gonna say left. When he had to take that break, right? He was one of the elite, if not the elite quarterback in the entire NFL.
True.
We got you just because we needed your elite ability to get us over the hump. What they say, hey,
True.
well, man, it's not all Deshaun Watson. I mean, the defense giving up plays, or it could be the play calling. Well, I still need to see greatness. It's time to see greatness out there, because at some point, as Browns fans, we got to say, oh well, maybe next week he's gonna get a little bit better. Oh, the week after that, he get another better. Give him a whole off season. Give him a whole off season, and then he might gonna look better then. No, we 230 mil. 230. I need to see greatness now. I need to see some dipping and dap on feet. I need to see some big playability. I need to see some dropping on the dimes. I don't need to see you throwing a bad ball, the safety coming to the top, doing the interception. I need to see greatness now. I need to see greatness now. And I get it. I get it. Yes, everybody understand. Oh, he's just a second week. You don't say that about nobody you just dropped 230 mil for. You look, you give me minimum contract and get me out there on the second week, and then give me that same excuse. Oh well, he's been out of the game for so long, give him a chance. No, they're gonna cut me right away. They're gonna cut me right away. You just paid this elite person, elite athlete, elite quarterback 230 mils. I don't need to hear words like, oh, he played well, or that was a decent game. Ain't no decent game right now when you're trying to win. But I'm listening, coach. Talk to me, Coach Tony.
How much did they pay Josh Allen? How much did Josh Allen just get paid? Josh Allen
Uh
just $145 million over the next 4 seasons. The only difference between his contract and Deshaun Watson's
got the
contract
guarantee.
is guaranteed. Josh Allen is playing well, and he hasn't.
No, 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 no. Look at Josh Allen's stats when you get a chance, my brother. Josh Allen
Don't
is
hold
playing.
on. If that's the case, Herm. If that's the case, Deshaun Watson accounted for 300 all-purpose yards today. 300,
What?
300 all-purpose yards,
What
and
I'm
our only touchdown came
eh,
out of his hand. Like,
no,
how could
I
you?
get what you're
How,
saying. What
it's
I'm
his
saying
second.
is
Listen,
what I'm
listen,
I
Herm. I don't think
yeah.
you're missing this, bro. I think you're
What's
missing this, bro.
up?
I think you're missing that we are in week 14 where defenses have been playing. They've all played 13 games. Deshaun Watson is on game 2 at the end of a season playing against the AFC defending AFC champions on the road,
Right.
and
Facts.
had 300 all purpose yards. The only reason why I'm saying he's playing where he played well was because you can still see that layover rust. You can still see that, and also him and Coop ain't connecting right now. That's the only reason. If him and Coop was connecting, he would have threw for 300. You realize that? The two drops that Coop had, they was 15 yards apiece. That puts him over 300 yards rushing. I
Yeah.
mean passing. Like he
Hey,
converted how many third down and nines did he
look,
convert with his legs, huh?
man.
He
No. He
converted
do
four.
he's doing
He converted 3 39s, a third and four, and a third and six with his legs. Like
facts.
He gave you what he's supposed to. The reason why we lost was because we couldn't run the ball. And we had
That's the good. I got that
120
note.
yard
I got that
penalty.
note.
It had nothing to do with Deshaun Watson.
I
If
didn't
you don't,
know. I'm not
no,
blaming
no, I get
Deshaun
what you're saying. I
Watson.
get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. You can say Deshaun Watson played well. You don't because this. You know, I put it in these terms. The running game didn't give you 80 yards, and the defense played great. You had 112 yards of penalties, but you were still in the game because your quarterback gave you 300 yards of all-purpose offense. You can't come on, Herm. Your quarterback gave you 300
Hey,
all-purpose yards. Like, hey, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
yeah.
7 weeks ago, when Lamar did that, everybody loved Lamar, right? The next week, Lamar came out and threw for 3 picks, and everybody said, "Just wait, Lamar's just having a bad. He had a bad game." That wasn't his second game back after a 700 game layover. That was his fourth game of the season after he had a whole
All right.
offseason.
Well, check me out. Here we go. And hear me out on this. It's the small things to me, the reason why I said what I said. Case in point, you just paid a man $230 million guaranteed to be that guy to take you over the hump. It's 4th and 1. You think Tom Brady is getting out the game, or you thinking Lamar Jackson is getting out the game to have the backup quarterback do a QB sneak or run a play?
No, because he's not aggravated.
I just ask the question. Are they
How many,
are listen to me. Are they
how
just
much
ask the
time has
question?
Tom Brady taken off?
It doesn't listen, it doesn't matter. This is not I'ma hold your hand type of league. This
Oh,
is
okay. Hold on. That's wrong. You know what? I just thought about it. That is wrong. Several times this season, on 3rd and 4th and 1, the Ravens have taken Lamar Jackson out of the game and put Tyler Huntley in on 3rd and 4th and 1. He's an MVP. He's an elite player. He's never missed time due to
hey,
injury,
okay.
suspension, or anything. We're hollering, pay Lamar. The only reason why I'm saying Lamar is because he's in our division. He's one of the best quarterbacks or talents in the league. Everybody's yelling, pay Lamar. Pay Lamar. Pay Lamar. It's been several times over the course of this season on 3rd and 4th and 1 where Jim Harbaugh has said, "Hey, come sit down, Tyler, go get it."
Never in a day. And I had to watch the
Hey,
clip on that.
I seen it with my eyes. He did it when I was at
He
Raven
probably was
State.
hurt. Had to be he
I
was
seen
hurt.
it.
He was
I
injured.
seen it.
He was
I
injured.
seen it.
I
But
gotta
listen,
see it. I gotta see it.
what I think you're missing, Herm, what I think you're honestly missing is that one, we just played the Bengals. we just played the defending AFC champion Bengals. That's
Right.
one. Two, from last week to this week, that was a completely different Deshaun Watson.
Okay.
If you go back and look at how he played today, his
Yeah.
mechanic is there.
It was a big
Here's the
improvement. It was a
I'm,
big improvement.
I'm about to point to the play that I'm about to tell you to ease up on him. It's coming. It was in the third quarter. It was in third quarter. It was a third down play. It was like 3rd and 7 or something like that. He stepped up in the pocket. Bentonio got beat. They D tackle came and grabbed. He has Deshaun Watson's leg. Deshaun Watson's falling and fires a dart to Donovan Peoples-Jones on 3rd and 7. Donovan Peoples-Jones gets the catch with the pass interference call. That play doesn't happen
Oh, that was big.
if Deshaun Watson doesn't make it. That's something that we didn't have before because
That was a big play.
6 weeks ago, that's just a sack. A year ago, that's a pick six.
No,
So
that was a huge play. That was a huge play. All right. So
he made a few of those throughout the course of the game. So you can't get the $230 million out of your head
I can't, bro.
and
Look.
let the player develop, because you can see he's showing, okay, he got it. He's showing he got it. He's showing he got the skill set. Just let it progress,
Man,
bro.
Since when?
Progress.
Hold on. Since when we can tell let the quarterback develop in the Cleveland Browns, bro? Like
That's
how many
with the Browns. Us fans don't let quarterbacks develop because we think, oh, we drafted them in the first round. You supposed to come in, win a Super Bowl this year. No, because that's not how it happens. Patrick Mahomes sat down for a whole season behind Alex Smith. Alex Smith, he sat by Patrick Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith
Right.
and came in and had an MVP season and won a Super Bowl. It's by design for quarterbacks to come in and sit some time and play.
It is a
And,
system. It is a system, and it is a
and
system. I get what you're saying, but I'm gonna say this, and then we can move forward. But it is the system for the quarterback. It is Deshaun Watson been sitting out for so long. It is a big improvement for Watson looking from last week to this week. You can see the mechanics is getting there. You can see the accuracy is getting there. You can see he's still getting now he's getting back into his groove. It is a potential that we could see something here. Okay. Let's get to the real thing
you
though,
want it
man.
right now. You just want it
You
right
you
now.
got you I need that right. I need that right now. I'm
I
not
understand though. I
bro,
understand.
next
I can't even knock it because I understand.
we might not have Hunt next year. We might not have the players next year. We are in the playoff. Well, was in the playoff hunt. We were in the playoff. We need that now. We can win now, bro. We can win now. We can get by now. And I'm not saying this that I'm putting this loss on Watson by far. It's not even close. It's not even on Watson. But who can you say that stood out this game for the Browns?
Deshaun Watson.
No, man, he played. You just say he
Bro,
played well.
bro,
he
he
played
went from
well. Wait,
listen to this. Deshaun Watson went from his stat line last week was 12 for 22, 113 yards, no
right?
touchdown, and he didn't have a pick last week. This week, remember what I just said? 12 for 22,
Yeah.
26 for 42,
Well, we was down second half, so
279 yards.
we was down second half. And in Deshaun Watson
But
defense,
we was in the game though,
Nick
huh?
Chubb Nick
We
Chubb had 14
oh,
carries and 34 yards. In Deshaun Watson defense, Nick Chubb had 14 carries, 34 yards. Our whole Cleveland Browns had 11 penalties that didn't help us. So what he did today is overlooked by those negatives. Correct. You're right. You're right. They are. I mean, they are.
if you take 11 penalties to
Yeah,
six, if you take 11
for
penalties
sure.
to six, you probably win the game.
Yeah. He now his stats can look
If you
crazy right
exactly, we could
now.
sit here and say, "Oh my God, did you see this guy? He could have the same exact game. We
Yeah.
gonna overlook the pick.
Facts.
Go
Yeah. Yeah.
overlook
Yeah. For
the pick.
sure.
If you
For
win the
sure.
game, because the offensive line's been playing like trash the past 2 weeks. Nick Chubb for 2 straight weeks has not had a hole to run through.
Yeah. No. No.
Nick
No. I get
Nick
it. Hey, I
Nick
said
Chubb
that last week.
Nick
Offensive
Chubb,
line looking
and,
up.
and they showed it again this week. Nick Chubb is fighting for yards, 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
You right, man.
What's
You
going
right,
on with the
bro.
O line? I have no
I
clue.
don't know, and we can
I
touch
don't
on that next week.
I don't know what's going on with the O line, but we can't be a run first team with two Pro Bowl guards. Well, you got an iffy right tackle and a iffy left tackle and a right tackle converted to center. So
Yeah, I get it, man. I get it, and like I said, I know people probably gonna hate me for my thought on that,
I,
but it's just, my expectations are high because I believe in his abilities to be elite, and I know what Deshaun Watson was, and I know what he could be, and half of that, a partial big percentage that is on play calling, a partial big percentage that is on our defense picking the offense up, a partial of that is that we can't afford to have these mental penalties and expect our quarterback to have everything and do everything he want to, but if our quarterback is making that much money and I know he can be elite, he can do his thing. But we can definitely move forward. We got a quick timeout, man, because that one was a very good topic, man. And we was into it. We can talk about that one all day, man, because I love it, man. I love the where Deshaun Watson is going. I just know he can be elite and he can get back to elite, man. Last time out today, man. It's let's address it in the room, man. It's big right now. It's the NCAA transfer portal, man. What do you think is good or bad that the climate of the NCAA transfer portal is looking right now?
you know what I do? You know what? I love
You
it.
love it?
Love it. You know why I love it?
Okay. Tell me why. Talk to me, coach.
I love it because for too long, these schools have been making hundreds of millions of dollars on these athletes and telling these athletes that they can only jump when they tell them to, they can only run when they tell them to, and how fast to run and jump, how fast to run and how high to jump. Now the athlete has control over where they want to be. I just seen Prime go to the Pac-12. Oh, guess where I'm about to go?
Yeah.
Because the transfer open. Oh, guess what? I can get some NIL money too.
Yeah, man, that's in there now.
Come on, man. I love it. I love it. Not to say that, and yeah, this ties into these kids being spoiled and these
You
kids
know that's the
being into
talk. That's the talk. That's
all
part
of
of the
this.
talk.
But here's the key. This is why I like it. Because when these kids get to the NFL, so many of the people that defend these kids in college saying they're just kids, let them make mistakes. The minute they get to the NFL, expect them to be high class, high quality leaders as soon as they get their first check. So if you give them the ability to start making adult decisions in college, like being in the transfer portal, like how to control their NIL money, when they get to the NFL, you have less of an excuse to mess up because I've already gave you the power when you was a big time college student. Now you're a big time athlete in the league. You mess up. Now I can criticize you and ridicule you on a higher level.
Yeah, yeah, man. Hey, I,
But
I,
people are not gonna
I
see it that way.
they won't, man. And here's my thing, real quick, and I'm gonna talk on that. You can't please everybody. Everybody's gonna find something to complain about, right? Just look at. I'm gonna throw some names out there that transferred and had a hell of a college career, and even won the Heisman. You got the USC quarterback that just won the Heisman. He was in the
Caleb,
transfer portal, right?
Caleb,
Caleb Williams, Kyle Murray, Heisman winner,
Kyler,
transfer. Joe Burrow, transfer and won a national championship, right?
yep.
So obviously,
And you want to keep
obviously,
going?
we can
Want to
keep
keep
we go
going?
for we go day for days for real.
Baker Mayfield, Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah,
Cam
exactly.
Newton. Cam Newton, Heisman
Have you?
Trophy went through the transfer portal. You gotta
That's a
Bryce
lot of
Young,
people. Yeah, man.
Jalen
So
Hurts.
everybody, man. So of course, it's the pros and cons to it. But if you look at those names I just pulled out, they did what was best for them.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
did what was best for them and look at the outcome. And that is great to see that these kids are able to make a decision on their future. They had to live with that decision, but they were able to make that decision on their own and, of course, speak to their family and loved ones about it. But they made that decision. That's their name on that paper. So it is a good thing, and they're able to dictate how their future go. So I'm excited for it. It does look the numbers does look wild because it's something that we never saw before. But let's see where it goes, man. And I'm pretty sure if it start getting crazy and out of hand, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be some rules in place for it. So
It's gonna
I
it's gonna
yeah, man. Appreciate that time out, man. We needed that one coming off that Deshaun Watson, man. What we got, man? My thing is looking forward to the next game, man, and what you think
yeah.
we can improve on moving forward for the next game. We got the Baltimore sitting at 9-4. They're 3-0 in the conference in the division. We got Cincinnati 9-4, 2-3 in the division. We got Cleveland sitting at 5-8, 2-2 in the division. Pittsburgh is at 5-8, 1-3 in the division. My question is to you: we need a Cleveland Browns need a lot of help to make a playoff run, but what do you want to see moving forward after this loss after this loss against the Bengals?
I want to see a scrappy football team. What I want to see is I want to see a team get to a winning record. Don't finish 8-9 because it sound good. Go finish 9-8. You got 4 winnable games to finish this season. You're not gonna have Lamar Jackson next week. You can go beat them. Deshaun Watson is trending up. The defense is trending up. You can go beat them.
For sure.
The New Orleans Saints, they don't look too hot either. You can go beat them.
Yeah.
And they gotta come to Cleveland in the middle of the winter time. In
It
the
ain't
middle of
like it,
this.
man.
Go
Don't
beat
nobody
them.
want to go to Cleveland. Don't nobody want to come to Cleveland no winter, bro.
You got the Commanders. You can go beat. You got the Steelers. You can go. You can go. You can finish the season off 9-8. I want to see the offensive line figure out whatever it is that they can't figure out.
Right.
I want to see if Deshaun Watson and Coop get on the same page going out of the season and pick up some momentum. Um, I want to see if this defense can continue to grow and be better. The only thing is, if they grow and be better, that means Joe Woods is not leaving.
Mm. Hey, look, hey, we on the same page, man, on that one. But I'm not gonna talk about my guy Joe Woods today, man. I can't talk. Yeah, Joe Woods. I would talk about Joe Woods for the rest of this season, but I'm gonna save him for today, man. And hey, Joe Woods is definitely on the high. I'm
I'm
gonna say this time and time and
good for
over.
the day because
I
the defense
smell the
playing
Levi's.
good.
I smell the cat. I
The
smell the
defense,
khaki material burning right now for Joe Woods, man. That khaki, them khakis is burning right now. I smell the material, bro. So no,
man,
leave my man Joe Woods
Joe ain't
alone,
going
man.
no.
Leave my man Joe Woods alone. But no, hey
Joe
man,
ain't, man.
I agree, bro. And only thing I'm gonna add to that, man, is one game at a time. Be 1-0.
Yeah, one game.
Be 1-0 that weekend, yo. 1-0 that weekend. Every team that's in front of you is winnable. All right, it's winnable. It's there. Just be 1-0 that
Yeah, it is.
weekend. We have the pieces. We have to find our identity each week.
And they're growing, and we're growing, and we're growing, and we're getting better. And I see, and I see I see what it is. I see what it's going to be. I see where we're trending. Um, we just got to make sure that our beautiful Cleveland fans like you don't try to rush Deshaun Watson into being the MVP candidate. Uh,
He gave, hey, 230. I
being
need
the candidate,
230.
being the candidate in 14 snaps. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, my
You got
hey Deshaun Watson new name is Deshaun 230 Watson.
you about
230.
230. You about to start calling them 230.
I 230 because I'm gonna need to see that on the field, you know. So
Hey
hey
man,
man, I appreciate it.
I'm happy, man. I Even though we lost, I think it was a good loss because our two biggest question marks, we got to see them perform.
Yeah,
Deshaun Watson, will he be better? Yes, he was. He was a lot better. He threw for almost 200 more yards more than what he threw last week. Can the defense can the defense continue to play well? Well, minus those they gave up 3 touchdowns, but they gave up 3 touchdowns because of penalties. So I'm gonna give the defense today a C because they actually did play well. They played good. It's
right.
just those extended drives which made them stay on the field longer, which in turn hurt them in the long run. If you take away those penalties and go from 11 penalties for 120, 12 yards or whatever, and cut it down to 6 penalties we average 6.5 penalties a game. 6 penalties for maybe 50 yards. You never know. The game may go to overtime. You may win. You may win in
Facts.
regulation.
I
You
can
may
see that.
lose by 3 in a close one, but you don't lose by 13. So I'm actually okay with the loss. Looking at you know DPJ, and who I tell you was gonna have a breakout game.
Yeah, man, he did. Bill actually was out there getting active. So hey,
Bill was
we
getting
need
out
that.
there. I ain't talking about Bill. I'm talking about Njoku.
Oh, you talking about Joker? Yeah, Bill was active
And
and the
Joku,
Joker was
and
active.
Joku was inactive. And
Yeah.
Joku was really getting. And once Deshaun Watson found out, my number one target right now needs to be Njoku. I
We've been
worry
saying
about
that,
that.
bro. We've been
I
saying that,
worry
bro.
about. That's what he did. He said I worry about 2 on the outside later.
Yeah.
If me and 8-5 and me and 11 can get together, then we good. Cause like now I got him on. I got 8-5 underneath. I got 11 over the top. We'll be cool. I'll be good for 3 weeks if me and them can figure it out. I figure out 2, maybe the last 2 weeks, or we might 2 and 4 might not get on the same page until next year.
Yeah,
But I still want them to continue to work. I
for
want to
sure.
see Kevin Stefanski and Bill Callahan figure out what's going on with this line.
Yeah,
We have not seen this bad of
it's
offensive
tough.
line in like 3 years, bro. And it's concerning because it's back-to-back weeks. I would say it's 3 weeks in a row because they didn't look well against the Bucks either.
Right. No, I
So
agree,
some got
man.
to give. So
We'll
that's what we're
see.
looking for. What you looking for us to finish the season? Last 5 games last 4 games of the year. What you looking at?
Man, I'm just gonna look. I'm gonna take it like a player should take it, man. One game at a time. And next week, I think we should come out. Key things, and we will talk about this early in the week. Is get more players acclimated to the offense. Playing the Baltimore Ravens, the best way we can. Don't take it lightly because they is out without Lamar Jackson. Just go out there and play hard, man. And then we address the rest of the schedule once we get to that time. But let's focus at one game at a time. Let's try to be 1-0 each weekend and just finish the season strong by let's take that approach.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. That has been the overtime sports cast Cleveland Browns, Cincinnati Bengals post game show. I'm Tone. That's your guy Sensei. And until next time, thank you for watching. Oh,
Yes,
and by the
sir.
way, like, comment, share, subscribe, ding that
Make sure
notification
you like and subscribe
so you can know when we go live, when we drop content.
for
We'll be
sure.
here next week. Thank y'all for tuning in. See y'all later.
See y'all next week.